into that third category of anart, namely aparaduta, anart arising from aparad. And basically, Vishwanath, it doesn't make things complicated. It follows the namaparad. There's 11 namaparad. So now it's going to move into Shruti Shastra Ninda. Just like we say Vaishnav Sadhu Ninda. Ninda means offense. Shruti Shastra Ninda. You offense Shastra, which is pretty bad. And how does it take place, basically? Well, you may say, well, they don't mention anything about bhakti. You know, a devotee can fall into that category. Be careful. We may be thinking, well, it doesn't concern me. I love Shastra. So the gross offense of that would be, I don't give a damn about Shastra. That's a very gross materialist. We're not like that. That's very gross. Number two, much more subtle. You're a devotee and you say, well, so many Shastra don't deal with bhakti. So there must be mundane Shastra. That's also an offense on your part. You follow? If you start saying, well, in the name of all these Shastra that do not mention about bhakti, they are useless. They are for worldly minded persons. That's an aparad on your part now. Why? Because you don't understand that actually there's all types of people coming to listening to the Vedas. Some Karma Kandi, Jnana Kandi, Upasana Kandi. You follow? Not everyone is necessarily interested in bhakti. So you cannot say, well, they are useless because they don't talk about bhakti. If you do that, that's an aparad on your part. So how to counteract this aparad? Well, with your same mouth, you criticize Shruti. Now with the same mouth of yours, you're gonna have to praise bhakti. You're gonna have to praise Shastra. You follow? You have been committing an offense with your mouth by disrespecting Shruti, Smriti. Now, to nullify this offense, you have to, with the very same mouth of yours, you have to praise those Shastra that you formerly criticized. By admitting, yes, I was a fool, we have to give space to all these guys, the Karmis, the Gyanis. We cannot shovel down their throat bhakti. They're not ready asked for that. What is the instruction of Krishna in the Gita? What does he say, Krishna, in regard to preaching? What is the preacher's verse?
Krishna says he gave everything, and now Arjun can do as he wish.
Yeah, very good. I was thinking of a different verse. 326, it's called the preacher's verse. Nabudi bedam janayet agyanam kamasanginam joshayet savakamani vidvan. And there's one devotee in Mayapur, Vidvan Guranga. Vidvan means every day. It's called Vidvan Yukta Samachana. Meaning, so as not to disrupt the minds of ignorant men attached to fruitive results of prescribed duties, a Vidvan, a learned person, should not induce them to stop work. You cannot tell, my dear Karmakandiya, you are useless. Stop your Karmakandiya. No, that's a fault on your part. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. This is intelligence. This is buddhi. Buddhi. Buddhi bedam. It's not because, oh, they have buddhi bedam, yet their intelligence is disrupted, that I should discard those guys. No, no. Oh, they are into agyan, avidya, they are useless. No, be careful. Otherwise, how can you attract people? What you do, Joshayet, you try to dovetail. My father was extremely, how do you say, uh, against. I remember, Asuram Bhavamashrita. Extremely against. But he was a very, very good artist. So when I had in those days, I had Shoto Jagannath Baladev. They were peeling off, the paint was peeling off, and I told him, please, can you please repaint I didn't tell him it's God and blah, blah, blah. No. Can you please repaint them? Very good in art. He repainted them very carefully, not knowing he's repainting Krishna, Jagannath. You follow? So it's Agyata Sukriti. And he did a good job. And little did he know that he performed devotion also. So this is the point of Vishwanath here. You don't criticize others even as a devotee because you are thinking they are useless. On the contrary, you have to, if you are guilty of that offense, you have to be instructed by a madhyam, a knowledgeable devotee who is going to explain to you the intricacies of the matter. So, because remember, the purpose of the Vedas is to guide you. So even if that person is guided, he may be blinded by material desires, okay? Unfit for bhakti, okay? But if he follows Shastra, one or the other is going to make his way towards bhakti.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, and of course that applies for the remainder of the 11 Namapada. Remember, there's so many aparad after that. One is preach bhakti to the envious persons. Same story. Same line of thought. Don't shovel it down their throat. No. This is not proper. That list, the remainder of the list, it falls into the same category. For when it comes to nullification of the offenses, we should not force them, but we have to. This is the yoga. We have to, one way or the other, even indirectly. Anvaya Vyatirek, we discussed. Now, bhakti can be preached Anvaya directly or Vyatirek. Vyatirek means indirect. So now we discussed, we are still in that list pertaining to anartha-nivritti. We discussed dushkritota, sukritota. Now we just finished aparodata. And now we're discussing bhaktyuta. Bhaktyuta means an art arising from bhakti. That sounds a bit weird. How can you commit an art as if you practice bhakti? How could it be?
Mm-hmm.
I think Arinishta knows.
No, I want to hear from you, Prabhu.
Well, if you know about gardening, when you water your very carefully planted tulips and roses and whatnot in your garden, do you think only the roses benefit from the watering and from the sunshine above?
No, the weeds also comes.
Weeds are there waiting. They also get watered. They also get ample sunshine. So they grow. It's called Upashakagan. Let me write it down for you. Upashakagam. Let me see the chat here. Chat. The chat. Where is the chat? I see. Upashaka Gan. There's three basically. These are three weed, very nasty. Very nasty weed. Upashaka Gan. Three fellows. Labha Puja Pratishta. And if you're not careful, the main job of a gardener, I don't know if you know that, is to weed out, weed out, weed out, weed out. That's 50% of his job as a gardener is to weed out. So if you're not careful, you tend to read. Unfortunately, you're also feeding other stuff, other guys, other fellows. Laba means, you know, wealth. You become wealthy, you become well established, you become renowned, even attracted. You're attractive. Puja is quite straightforward. Puja, you love to be revered. Pratishta. Pratishta means fame. This is a bit like subtle sex. You are no more on the gross level, but you love to be adulated, revered. Guru can fall into that trap. And Guru have to be very careful with that. Anarthas arising from bhakti. And obviously that's going to grow, that's going to slow down the growth of the bhakti lata kripa. Big time. Big time. You may not be a guru, but you are a shiksha guru for someone, for so many fellows, so many devotees. And you start, it's a bit connected to Taranga Rangini way back, remember? On the level of Bhajana Kriya, you revolve, you rebel, how do you say? You rebel, what's the word? There's a verb in English. You revel, L-E-V-E-L, revel into those waves. Rangini means waves.
I think we pronounce it Ravel.
Ravel. I don't know how you pronounce R-A or R.
Yeah, usually it's A, but then this word.
You ravel into the waves, the small waves of your. They are offshoots of bhakti, basically. They are byproducts. But you start reveling into these byproducts more than the main kripa. That's dangerous. That's going to slow down big time the growth of your bhakti lata. So now, Vishwanath, we are finished with the 4 categories pertaining to anartha and everything. And Vishwanath obviously tells us that we should not be thinking there's one set of purification for each level. No. The level is gradual and ongoing. First type is Ekdesh Vartini. So it's your purification, the nullification of anarthas is very limited, very partial. When you're on the level of Bhajana Kriya, we discussed long back, those 6 anarthas, remember? Ganatalala, Niyamakshana, Tarangarangini, Juda Vikalpa. So we're getting purified even at that level, but it's quite partial, limited. And then gradually you move on to a bit higher, meaning, well, not a bit higher, quite higher. Now you are going beyond Bhajana Kriya, even beyond Nishta. You are on the level of Nishta, which is beyond Anartha and everything. Then only you come to number 2 of purification of Anarthas. It's called pervasive. Vishwanath gives you a beautiful example of the burned down township. You may be thinking everything is burned down to the root. But if you go and move about the city, you can see some portions of the city are not burned down. There's some clothes here which is not burned down. Some furnitures haven't been burnt actually. So it means to say, as you move through the ladder of towards Prem, everything becomes abundant, but not absolutely everything. Not in one go. We discussed in the Bhagavatam, remember? What is that verse? The verse 1 to 18, I would say. But what is it? The number 2. Srinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravan Kirtana. The one after that. Nirmanda. Let me try to. I have to start from the beginning. Srinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravan Kirtan. Redantyasto Yabadri. Vidunoti Suritsatam. Nasta Prayeshu Abadreshu. Yes.
Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya.
See, Bhagavati Utamashloke, Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtiki. So it says, same story, 1 to 18, that almost to nil. It doesn't say totally to nil, almost to nil. Even though you are Neshtiki Bhakta. Neshtiki means Nisht. Almost to nil. Almost means not fully, absolutely. So in the same way, only on the level of Nishta, can you imagine? You come to the second level of nullification of analysis. It's called pervasive. So we have a long way to go. And then only what is beyond Nishta? Rati, we know Rati, Ruchi, Rati, and then Ruchi, Ashakti, and then you come to Rati, or Rati means attachment. Ashakti is attachment. Sometimes it's called Rati or Ba, and then Bhav. So then only you come to the eradication is almost complete. So we have to understand it's a gradual, ongoing eradication of anarthas as we move through the ladder of bhakti. And then obviously at the level of prem, it's called atyantiki. Atyantiki means absolute nullification of anarthas. And Vishwanath is very specific. Once you regain the Lord's association, you attain the Lord's association, then finish. You are into your Swarup Siddhi. There's no possibility of reappearance of Anartha. Maya is behind. She cannot do anything. So then Vishwanath carries on. If one thinks that the following random episodes show Anartha arising even after attaining the lotus feet of the Lord, one should throw out that thought from his mind by his intelligence. Yeah, so it's a beautiful point. Vishwanath is going to go into that lila with Vitrasu, Chitraketu. Do you know this lila in the 6th canto?
Yeah.
I told the story the other day. Perhaps not all of you were there. What's the name? Rajamandali was there. I remember the story of this Vijadar Pati. Is a Pati of Vijadar Lok. Is like a presiding demigod. He's hovering the ground in his viman, surrounded by ladies. He's cracking a joke. Lord Shiv is giving the class. Parvati is sitting on his lap.